Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey and this is the 9th generation 2025 Toyota Camry. This all-hybrid generation of Camry has got some stiff competition from the few midsize sedans left in the segment, most notably that new Hyundai Sonata we tested here on the channel. And this being the sales leader in its latest iteration, is this still the best? Or has it been outgunned, outclassed by its few remaining competitors? Stay tuned. As I said off in this, I do want to say a huge thank you to Toyota for bringing this one to me so soon after getting it into the fleet. I am really interested in the midsize sedan segment, because I feel like there's still some life left in this segment, while other brands like Chevrolet, like Ford, like even rumors have it, Nissan, are all getting out of this midsize segment. Commitments from Honda with the new Accord, Toyota with this new Camry, Hyundai and Kia with their new Sonata and K5 respectively. I'd say this is still a strong segment worth shopping if you want to save some money over the midsize and larger crossovers that people are kind of trading up to. There's a lot to like here, and let's get into all of it. This being the 9th generation Camry is all hybrid, exclusively hybrid, and well, let's talk about that. The big news here is that all Camrys are now hybrids. Much like the Sienna minivan, gone are just the traditional gas-powered. So the last Camry, the 8th generation Camry that we had here on the channel and for a week's worth of testing was too a hybrid. And now that is the only option you get. This employs the 5th generation of Toyota's hybrid technology. You can opt for all-wheel drive, which gives you a little additional power from the electric motor that powers the rear wheels, but we have a front-wheel drive variant here. This is a 2.5-liter hybrid 4-cylinder engine mated to an electric motor, and it does produce a whopping 225 combined horsepower and a paltry 163 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an electronically controlled continuously variable transmission. We'll talk about how that is once we get to driving this. And it is rather fuel efficient, with EPA numbers coming in at 48 city, 47 highway, and 47 combined. So yes, on paper, yeah, those numbers are a little iffy to me. Under 200 pound-feet of torque, CVT, but living with it in my daily life, it's fine. It is fine. It will do everything that I want it to, and I'm still in normal mode. There are several different drive modes that I'll show you here later, but yeah, it is perfectly fine. It is not the zippiest, fastest, but it is still more than enough to commute with. Another thing about it being all hybrid is some are ready to make that jump. Toyota is betting big on hybrids and less so on EVs, with vehicles like this, like the new Sienna, going all hybrid. And to that end, something I don't normally report on camera, but have been reporting on down in the description of my latest videos, are the warranties. Toyota has an impressive hybrid warranty on this between the battery and the hybrid powertrain parts. Very impressive warranty all the way around, to help ease those hybrid skeptics into thinking, okay, well, Toyota's got my back if something were to go wrong. Yeah, this thing will move just fine. There are CVTs that are horrible. This isn't one of them. It's fine driving around. And again, I am still in normal mode. Haven't even switched over into sport just yet. So yes, this is a hybrid-only powertrain, and you will hear some of that electric whine and that EV noise that the government mandates at low speeds, or if you hit this EV mode button and you drive around without the engine on. But stab the throttle, and no matter what the situation, if the vehicle deems it necessary, that gas engine will come on to amplify the power and really get you moving. This is still a good vehicle, a great commuter vehicle especially. Other things about this being a 9th generation Camry, the new looks. Subtle styling tweaks, but they changed what matters and really made it look like another looker superstar of the Toyota lineup in that new Prius. Styling of the 9th generation Camry doesn't depart too much from the 8th generation, but definitely leans more into the design direction that Toyota has been going with their other products. Everybody remembers the launch of the current generation Toyota Prius just about 2 years ago in November at the LA Auto Show, and I feel like this carries over a lot of what made the Prius so sexy. We have LED headlights, LED running lights, LED turn signals, but an overall Prius-esque hood line and just overall design up front here. Though since we do have a bigger gasoline engine behind the front grille, there is a little bit more grille here to help get cooling back to that gas engine. You can see we've got those running lights that kind of dip down on the corners that highlight this gloss black area here that does actually allow air to pass through and around the front of the vehicle. Aerodynamics are really big for Toyota. This XSE gets these canards up front here, and I don't know, it gives it a nice, fun, aggressive look up here. This is the second XSE that we have gotten to see, but that one was black. It's nice to see one in another color to see some contrast, though silver isn't my first choice, but this one's got a few tricks up its sleeve that I really like. All the way around, the front end is very nice, not offensive, but this being the XSE definitely gives a sporty vibe and bent to it. Coming down to the wheels, these are the standard wheels and tires that come on the XSE. The first time we saw an XSE, they had some factory optional wheels or dealer installed optional wheels on them. But these are the factory wheels and tires. These are 19-inch black and smoke gray alloy wheels wrapped in 235/40 R19 Bridgestone Turanza tires. And as we come around back here, you can see rather sporty tread and design to them. So very low profile, very big at 19-inch wheel, very athletic stance to this vehicle for sure. It looks very upscale, very classy. And as we pan around to the broad side of it, you can see the black one that we had earlier on this channel did not show it off like this one does, but we have a two-tone black and silver paint job on this that I like a whole lot. And in fact, if we've got enough sunlight out right now, you can actually see, pay very close attention, there's some blue metallic flake in this black. So very nice contrast here, just gives it a more sporty appearance, really accentuates the back, really kind of gives this a leaning forward into the wind kind of approach, and I really like it. It looks way more muscular than Camrys of yore. Think 7th, 8th, 6th, 5th generation. This really does have more athleticism to it. I really like it. So far, this is the sportiest one that we've been promised. There is no conversation yet publicly about a TRD variant, which we did sample on a racetrack at Texas Motor Speedway. Unfortunately, no comments as to that yet. A nice short overhang back here, even though we've got a nice big trunk. We do, again, being the XSE, get a black lip spoiler back on the back here. And very nice designs back here. We get black crossbar with the word Camry on it in between the taillights, all LED lights back here as well. So we come down, very interesting. I noticed we have an 8th gen Camry in our neighborhood. The dual outlet exhaust actually was on the passenger side of that vehicle. Toyota has moved that now over to the driver's side. Very interesting that this being the XSE, the top sporty model, doesn't have quad exit exhausts out the back. Just a thought. I'd like to see it. Coming to the trunk, very easy to get into. There's a latch right there in between the R and the Y. Open it up and you have a very large 15.1 cubic inch trunk with a very large opening. You can see tons of room to get just about anything you want in here, even though the overall trunk lid is fairly short. Other vehicles in this segment do have a bigger opening for their back. There we go. Those are the words. You can see just how far back this back window goes, where the JBL speaker is and such. Then coming in, we do have a 60-40 split second row seat. And like all other vehicles in the class, this is how you release it. You can either go around or climb through and push it down. But this has a little bit of a ramp up because you can see where that rear seat hinges. And so, yeah, it's not a smooth transition from seat back to trunk, but if you needed some longer items, you could get that in a pinch, no problem. Interesting that the sales leader does not have just a very cheap, inexpensive plastic grab handle here on the inside of the trunk. If your car is dirty or perfectly clean, you're gonna have to put your grimy hands back here to be able to close that trunk lid. Coming to the inside here, I'm on highly textured pavement. I can hear a little bit of the road noise from those Bridgestone tires, but now on smoother pavement, it's a little nicer cabin in here. And let's talk about the red that's surrounding me, the design and the style. Let's take you on a tour. Before we climb in this one, I do want to show you the key. Typical Toyota key. It says Camry here on the back. You can deploy a physical key, but lock, unlock, trunk open, panic button. This does have remote start, but you had to like do this special combination, which is press once, twice, hold on the third time, wait, 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 and I think it's on. It being a hybrid, you can't really tell. We're getting some flashes. So yes, looks like the vehicle is on. I can hear it. The air conditioning compressor coming on. So it is finally on, but not the best in the segment by any means. I wish Toyota would just give us a dedicated button. I will go ahead and say this does have proximity key with passive entry. You just touch on the back of the door handle and that unlocks it. You can lock it by pressing there. That is only on the front doors, not on all four doors. So if you've got a loaded kid in the back, well, you're going to be unlocking it by touching the front door and then getting inside. This does have Toyota's Safety Sense 3.0, which Toyota insiders have said is a good way to tell if the vehicle will stay on after remote starting it and opening the door. Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, 2.5, all of which, if you remote started it and even unlocked it, the remote start turned off, which does not work in a hot Texas summer. So I am so glad that Toyota has finally fixed that grave injustice. And then you can see this being the XSE, we definitely have a sporty interior with all this red leather, which starts here on the door. We have this nice perforated pattern on the door as well. So it's not just slabs of red leather to go against black, and I like that. It's contrast, it's nice. We do get some black here, but it's not gloss black, so nice texture. It's kind of got a sheen to it. I like it that it isn't gloss black. You can see we've got multi-way positional driver's seat here with two-way lumbar and heated and ventilated perforated red leather seats. I really like the style of them. Like the design of the perforations. It is very classy, and I just let you comment down below. Do you think this is too much red, just the right amount of red? Is it too vibrant? Let me know your thoughts on the red interior down below. We'll go ahead and climb in here now, grab the door and close it, put our foot on the brake and push the stop button, something that you don't have to do in its competition from Hyundai. If you remote start a Hyundai and you get in it, the vehicle knows the key's inside, you're inside, and it's just on and ready to go. So just a point of difference between this and one of its main competitors. Looking over my left knee, we've got a lot of buttons. Toyota likes to do buttons. We've got automatic headlights, traction control, your brightness for your gauge cluster, which you just go up and down and up and down. Your quick access camera button, which sadly is so far away from the actual screen it employs. Your trunk release and your fuel door release all here. We do have a nice air vent here surrounded by some gloss black plastic. So yes, there is gloss black in here, and there's even more as we work our way across. 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster here with multiple different things that you can sort through. Then we have a head-up display. I really like the head-up display. Gives you all the pertinent information, so you really don't have to look down at the screen here. Typical Toyota buttons here on the steering wheel, all your ADAS stuff, all your music, infotainment controls here, and then all your controls for updating that screen right there. Coming over to the large Toyota infotainment system, you can see we do have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it is rather snappy, rather quick, but you can hit that button right there, and now you've got your Toyota shortcuts, and you can go into your Toyota system, or you can just stay in Apple CarPlay. You can hit that button right there, fill the screen. I like it a lot. I like how widescreen it is. Really exemplifies the width of this vehicle, as do all these lines here, even if they are gloss black. Not too big of a complaint there. It's going to show dust, but I don't see fingerprints happening a lot up there, but it does help hide that air vent over there. Asymmetrical design, which my OCD brain is just like, why Toyota, why? But create some visual interest. Oh, it heard me. Create some visual interest in here, especially with this waterfall of red right here. So I'll let it pass and just tell my brain to hush up. We do have dual zone climate controls here with heated and ventilated seats, like I mentioned earlier. And I haven't touched that since I got in the car because it remembers that I had my ventilated seat on. Love, love, love that. Down here we have two USB-C ports for power, but still here in a 2025 model, a USB-A port for interfacing with this if you do not want to use wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That is a strange one to me that they haven't gone to USB-C for everything just yet, but that's just me. We do have a Qi wireless charge pad right here. It has a little bit of a rubber texture to it, but very interesting placement. It's kind of just out and wasting what could be some good storage space. Two cup holders here and just wide opening for if you've got a massive tablet, you can just set it up there, I guess. Love how we still get a mechanical control here for the Prindle. And you can see when you put it in reverse, you do get a very good 360 camera system. When you back up, the vehicle remembers what the camera saw and makes your vehicle invisible. So that is a very cool touch and just helps you maneuver in situations like this where maybe you're driving over some lines, parking, whatever the case may be. So I like that a lot. Unfortunately, you may have noticed earlier, when I hit the camera button, it does this thing. Again, Hyundai does this a little bit better. Hyundai's, you can like actively pan around the screen. Here, I can only play and pause it. It's just gonna do this circle around. It's not my favorite. I think Hyundai does the camera system just a little bit better. And down here, we've got our different drive modes: Eco, Normal, Sport. You've got your hold mode, and you can drive in EV mode, which at low speeds will use up as much electrons as it can before that gas engine chimes on. Electronic parking brake here. Very nice center console here. Very long and narrow. So this lid does open up very wide. Don't be in the back seat trying to get something in here because you're going to have a big lid to climb over. Then we do have a nice glove box here, though it's a very interesting design. It's like more of a panel that opens and everything is way back there. Not your typical everything's in the drop down. Oh no, works well, no complaints. These seats, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. I recently, the last time I saw a Toyota Camry, compared it against the Chevy Malibu, which is now dead, may she rest in peace. And the Malibu, the main complaint I had with that was how firm the seat bottom was. These are very good, very comfortable. seats all the way around. So I like that a lot. Looking at me, since we're right here, we do have a glass panoramic sunroof, and I've got plenty of headroom right here. We can go ahead and close the shade. It is a power shade. Takes a little while. It's not the fastest nor the slowest, but you can see even with that closed, I still have plenty of headroom. Now let's go check out that back seat, see what it's like sitting behind myself here at 5'10". As we come up to the back door, I also want to call out no tinted windows. I think this would look so much better with that black roof with dark tinted windows, but interestingly enough, Toyota only does the light tint. Coming back to the doors back here, we still get red on the doors, but it's not perforated. It's a little more plain back here, but it works rather nicely. We still get carpeted floor mats with red accents like we did up front. I didn't really point those out, but that is a nice touch as well. And then more red seats here. They are also perforated, still get that cool design. We do have lower latch points here that are covered by a removable plastic piece. You may have noticed I have the two for Tucker's car seats still in the center console. Climbing in behind myself and sitting behind myself at 5'10", so much room in the back of this vehicle. I really like it. It's very comfortable. I can see why this is an appealing vehicle class for those still shopping in it. I mentioned earlier, we have the competitive set is shrinking. Nissan is toying with the idea of the Altima going away. Chevrolet has discontinued the Malibu. Ford has discontinued the Fusion, even though now they're saying they want people to buy cars again. I don't know what Ford's doing. Honda still makes the Accord. Hyundai and Kia still make the Sonata and K5 respectively. And that's about it for the midsize everyman segment. You can see as I'm talking here, my hat is touching the ceiling. There is a little cutout back behind the roller shade compartment for the sunroof. But yeah, headroom is a little interesting back here. If I weren't wearing my hat, I wouldn't be touching. There's a lot going on right here, but still kind of limited headspace back here. And that is one of the downsides, and maybe one of the big reasons why people are going to crossovers. More headroom back here, but otherwise legroom, nothing to complain about. And then for storage, we have mat pockets on the backs of both seats. We have a little bit of a storage here, just enough for a bottle to slide in here kind of at an angle. We do have a couple of air vents on the back of the center console, which is nice, a USB-A and USB-C port, and then a center tunnel here that will kind of perhaps lead you to not put three people across back here. If you don't have three people, you can fold down the center armrest, but it does the Toyota thing that I always complain about. It flops all the way down to the seat bottom. I don't like that as much. You kind of have to lean over a little bit more to actually use it. It's not my favorite. I wish it would just stay like here, where normal people would want it. Like, just Toyota, put a stop right here. But otherwise, it's a decent armrest, decent comfortability back here. Then you can see we've got some map reading lights back here. All the way around though, not much to speak of back here in the way of amenities and things. So let's get back behind the wheel. I've talked about some things I like, talked about some things that I think the competition does better. It is a good, solid platform all the way around. Commuting with it as I have in my daily life around town in a situation that I am very familiar with. Visibility is good. Driving characteristic is good. It is very impressive. We've got a pedestal mounted rear view mirror here on the side and a window that goes all the way up to it. It's very interesting just how much visibility that adds from the driver's seat right here. I really do like what Toyota has done. Something so small as the windows, and it is all the window that rolls down. There isn't like some fixed in place window here either. So that is very nice. Small things that they've done really well, that they've improved. Again, the visibility in here is very good. The windows are large enough that you can see out of them, but without being a bulbous greenhouse. I can even see out the back window very nicely, though it is getting pinched a little bit by the headrests back there and that big JBL speaker in the back. Otherwise, I really have no complaints on this. It is a good, solid vehicle. I can see why it's a sales leader. I can see why people would cross-shop some of the competitors too. And I am just loving that there is still choice in the midsize segment in a not so pricey segment when you consider the SUV crossover counterparts that you might cross-shop against a midsize sedan. As this one sits, we are just over $41,000, but it's got everything that I would want on it. Maybe less the two-person memory seats. Interesting that that is not here on this otherwise loaded XSE. But it is comfortable, it is quiet, it's fuel efficient. I see over 440 miles of range left since I have this. I can go for miles and miles, days and days, weeks and weeks in a normal commute without having to fuel up. So I like that a lot about this. There is really a lot to like, from the warranty to the price to the features to the reliability that Toyota is known for, and the warranty to back it up just in case something doesn't work quite right. There you have it. If you want to see more from us on this 9th generation Camry, including putting Tucker's child safety seat in, getting Holly's point of view and Tucker's point of view from this vehicle, absolutely hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell. Find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, in this red interior of the 2025 Toyota Camry XSE, until next time, gearheads, bye. In stop-and-go traffic, that four-cylinder comes on almost instantaneously. Between the fact that the hybrid system in this can move this forward without the gas engine, the transition from gas to no gas engine is really quick, easy, and smooth, and unobtrusive. I have really no complaints when it comes to how all of that works cohesively together. And again, if you are at low speeds, you can hit this EV mode button and just kind of guarantee that that gas engine won't come on unless you jab the throttle.